All right, hey guys, welcome to Traditional Bow Hunting Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason Samkovic. Today we're going to talk about time it takes for an arrow to get to a target. So right now we're at 27 yards is where we are. Okay, it's the max I can shoot with my camera here. I can go back to 29, but I'm fenced in here. So we're at 27 yards. We're going to shoot this. We're going to see how long it takes that to get there on an actual timer on the phone. And then we can actually, from the second I say okay, and then, which is when me picking that spot, when I'm like, okay, he's walked into that zone, I'm ready to shoot. I'm going to say okay, and I'm going to shoot. And we're going to see how long it takes that arrow to get there so we can put that into perspective on movement and what the animals can do at distance. Now, for those of you guys that are going to wonder, shooting a 57-pound bow, 26 inches of draw, and a 710 grain arrow. Okay, so you can keep that and take it for what it's worth. And it's the ASL Hill style bow, but it is the ultimate bow in my opinion. Best bow ever made for bow hunting is this style. And but we're going to put that into a perspective and see here how that plays out. So let's get this camera on, or the timer on, and see. All right, so we are set. So we're going to go ahead and we got that all running. Everything is good there, and we are set. So I'm going to hit this, and when I say, I'm going to say, because we're going to wait for that animal to clear palms or whatever it is. I'm going to shoot at that pig, and we're going to wait for that perfect shot to present itself, and then I'm going to say now. And from that second I say now, that's when I've determined with my brain that I have a shooting window. So I can be at full draw, but that's when I'm going to say now is my shot. So at that moment, that's when it matters. Not when I release the string, because there's that little bit of a gap from when the shot opportunity presents itself till you actually, when you say in your mind you're going to release, which will be my now, and then I'm going to release. So if from the second I say now, we'll see what that timer says on here versus the time that it actually impacts that target. We hear it hit on that target and we know it. We can then figure out what that distance is. There's probably mathematical ways to figure this based on feet per second through a quantograph and crap like that, but I don't know anything about that or do anything with it, so I honestly couldn't tell you how that stuff works. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it this way, which is real world as it gets, and see. And then we're going to figure out what kind of time that is and what can happen during that time frame. So let's put this back on again here, and we are going to be set. All right, so we're going to start that, let it just run. We're set there. I'm going to call that out when I'm ready to shoot and I get that position. I'm going to come to full draw, and then I'm going to call it out. Let's see here. Now, okay, I shanked the shot, but I'm also talking, okay? So we'll look at that one. We're going to do one more just to see. Again, we're at 27 yards. We're going to do one more of those. Wait till that car goes by, that truck. All right, here we go. Now, okay, so let's see. We're going to figure that out, and then we're going to come back to this video, but I need to go look at that and see what that flight time was, so we have that actual number, which you see on here. You can see, right? I'm hoping you can see on there. You could. Either way, we'll bring that in and highlight it, and you'll see, so then we can come back and we can figure out the rest of this. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. So when we did the calculations on there, we were at 1.43 seconds, and we were at 1.13 seconds on the second one. Again, it's not pure scientific because of the fact that I'm saying now and then I'm shooting and that, but we're getting to, let's just call it 1.25 seconds from 25 yards, 27 yards. I was at 27, but call it 1.25 seconds to anywhere to 1 second for probably 23, 24 yards, but we'll just use that. But now what we want to see from that is I'm going to go down here by the targets, and I'm going to just do some natural movements. I'm going to same thing, say now, which would be when that shot would fire, and I'm going to move out of the way certain ways and do that kind of stuff. And all we're going to take away from that is the time frame. But this phone will let me see that. Tina's, because my phone keeps shutting off as it does, the screen times out. Tina's going to tap that a couple of times to make sure that that stays on for us while we do this. So we're going to turn on this timer, and we're going to let this thing here. Is that still visible on there? Yep. And no lines on it. No, we're good. All right, and so we're gonna reset this. We're gonna start it. All she's gonna do is just reach in there and tap that a couple times. Go ahead once, just so I make sure you're out of frame. Yeah, you're gonna. Okay. Yep. You might be better off coming in from this side. Sorry, we're just doing a little very scientific figuring out here. There you go. Just keep it. It's going still. All right. Perfect. All right. So all we're gonna do is kind of come back here a little bit. We're not far away, but just for perspective aspect. So I'm going to say now, and I'm going to move. So if we were aiming here and this was an animal, here we go, ready? And I'm just going to say now. Okay, we'll time that. We'll see what happened there, how long that was. Ready? Now, what if I was an animal and I was here and I was eating? I was right here like this hog and I'm down here eating. Now, okay, if I'm moving forward, if I'm here and I'm browsing and I want to turn. Now, if I'm here and I'm doing this. Now, but all these variables are what we're trying to figure out. Now, and I'm not moving fast. I'm moving at normal pace. Not like I'm going now and trying to hurry up and get out of here. We're just talking normal movements. Here I am, rooting around. I stop. Now, it's that kind of stuff. So if we're going to pull this up, and I'm going to take a look at this, and we're going to figure that out frame by frame on a timing, and we're going to see what happens there and how long that goes for, and what our time frame is to show you that your 1 second from 20 yards, or your 1 1/4 second from 27 yards, whatever it is for that variable, you can't beat the movement of that animal. It's the reason that we keep those shots inside the 20. So let's go back and take a look at this, and I can throw these numbers at you. All right, so what did we learn there? We learned that animals can move. I mean, we cannot shoot an arrow fast enough, especially when you take in the time it takes for our brain to calculate that shot, for us to tell ourselves, now, that is our shot. When we go, that's the one, and then we go to release. But at the moment we say that's the shot and we're ready to let go of that string, there's a time frame in there that has to be added into the actual FPS of the arrow and come together. And so you can't just count when you go, when you're releasing, because that's too late. You have to count from when your mind says, there's my shot, now release. And you add that in, and then you release the shot, and then all of that stuff happens so quickly, or it has to happen so quickly that that animal can't move. It's not possible. Even on a hog, okay? On a hog, where people go, oh, hogs never jump the string. They're so slow moving. Here's a picture. I'm putting in a clip right now. Let me show you an example of a miss I made on a hog that was walking right through there. At about a 16-yard shot, should have been perfect right there. I mean, we were 16 yards. That's like this. From here to that, from here to you. Okay? I mean, right here. I mean, that's it. It should have been right there. It should have been right on. But you can see in this video clip that I'm showing you, that hog, not only he stopped walking at the sound of the shot, he ducked down, which would have been bad enough, and even turned his entire body before the arrow got there. And that was on 16 yards. Right now we're at 20 yards. Think about the distance, the time frame it takes for that arrow to get there. Again, I'm going to do a now, but don't pay attention just from when I release to the thing. Let's do it from a now. I'm not going to time this, but just put it into perspective here. Let's see what happens. We'll go one for the hog, and I'm going to, again, it may not hit perfect because I'm yelling now and I'm not concentrating on the spot, but ready? We come back. Now, okay, look at the time frame and flight of that. Okay, let's try one on a deer too. Like I said, I'm not focusing on where I want to hit. I'm talking. When I say now, I'm moving my whole hand around. But let's try this again on a deer. Now, see, I mean, but you can see that flight time. When I say that, it's moving my whole hand. But you can see that flight time is tremendous compared to animal movements. That's the takeaway from here. It's not how fast your bow can shoot. It's the fact of realizing that your bow cannot shoot, your bow and your mind to make that shot. From the second you decide and you say now and you're going to shoot, till the second that arrow gets that target, you cannot, and your equipment cannot shoot fast enough to beat the movements of the animal. So we keep our distances in close. You saw that. Now when we come into here, that, by the way, where we were just at was actually 20 yards exactly. But so if we come into here, and now we're at about, your camera's at about 12 yards. Let's look at this. So if we're here, and we want to be precise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's 10 yards. Okay, we're at 10 yards right now. So if we do a 10-yard shot on that, can you see that thing at all? Let me turn you. Like that. Hopefully that sun's not too bad. But at 10 yards, watch the difference in the amount of time, just to put it into perspective by keeping our shots close. Ready? Now, okay, I mean, look at that, okay? I mean, there's a tremendous difference and less chance for anything to go wrong there. Now, I mean, look, it's right, it's there, okay? They're hitting there, and they're getting there quicker. That time distance is a tremendous factor. Now again, just to kind of put that into perspective, we're going to go back to 20, and then I'll shoot one from there, and I'm shooting one from 26. Same thing with the now factor. But it's amazing when you see this difference, okay? So here's 20. I'll put you there, right there. Make sure you can see that. Okay, so we're going to do this at 20 again. Actually, we're probably about 21 here, but either way, just watch the flight difference, and you just hear it. Now, okay, let's do one back here, all the way back at 27 again. Okay, you're there, you can see, same concept. The flight time is just insane for this. Ready? We're going for the deer along. Like I said, I may not even hit it. We're doing a now thing. Here we go. Ready? Now, I mean, look at that flight time. That's just ridiculous. That's just straight up ridiculous. There's nothing good about that out of any bow, let alone a traditional bow. But there is nobody, in my opinion, has any business shooting at an animal at that kind of distance because of those factors. Not because of where I hit, like I said, you know, I've explained that already, but because of the actual time it, of course they're running sauce, but the time it takes for that arrow to get there is absolutely tremendous. That's a big danger factor. That's the whole purpose of this video, and I want it brought to your attention so you understand. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.